It's Thursday, November 21st at 1:05 in the afternoon, and the dogs and I have come down to the Cataraqui Trail at Harrowsmith, and we're walking east towards the K&P Trail, where we'll join that and then walk south for some sort of distance. I'm not sure how far. It's cloudy, mainly calm, and 6 degrees. We had some pretty heavy rain overnight, only accumulated to just under half an inch, but we're supposed to get more fairly heavy rain tonight. There's a big system off the east that's swirling back this way, retrograde fashion, so we're going to get a fairly good dump of rain, which we really need because it's been very dry around here. We certainly can't complain about the weather we've had around here this November. It's been way milder than normal. We've actually had quite a few sunny days, which isn't always typical for November. Quite often in the past we'd have Novembers that look like the sky behind me almost for the entire month and be a lot colder too, so can't complain about that. Even so, I do find that November is the time of year when it's a little easy to get sort of into a state of depression. I think it's the whole changeover to the different time schedule where it gets dark earlier in the evening, so you're stuck in the house longer each day. I think there is a tendency to slip into a bit of depression. And then of course there's the aspect that we're now almost just a month away from Christmas, and so far it hasn't felt even like winter at all, hardly, where you're just not ready for Christmas at all. Now it does sound like in the next few days it's going to get a lot more winter-like temperatures next week, getting up into the low single digits for many days, and possible snow flurries and things. So far at least, not really thinking much about Christmas. Okay, here's where we divert to the south on the K&P Trail. There's about 6 bluebirds flying around the gate here. I noticed on my bike ride the other day too, there was still a number of flocks of bluebirds hanging around in different places. That's not really unusual, but certainly the larger time to see them usually in migration is October around here, but they do cling along till November. Sometimes they stay right through the winter, certain individuals. So they're a little hard to predict sometimes. They seem to be able to survive some very tough weather and find food somehow. Got some catnip growing here. Beautiful minty smell. Very nice. Too bad I'm not a cat. There's a few light showers occurring right now. There is a chance we might get caught out here in the rain. They're saying the rain should actually start around 4 p.m. and maybe up until then just 40% chance of showers, but you can't be too accurate with these predictions sometimes, so I'm expecting to potentially get rained on. Not worried about it. It probably won't be the real heavy rain until later, so I think we'll do fine for most of this outing, depending how far we go. So in addition to walking the dogs and giving them exercise every day, this is obviously great exercise for myself, and I do find it helps my mental state too. If I was just sitting in the house rummaging around and doing things there, I'd feel a lot worse every day if I didn't get out. I just find I get in a whole different head state when I'm out walking these places. And I think that's true no matter where you are, even if you live in a city or a small town. There's probably places you can walk. Just had a bald eagle go over, an immature bald eagle it looked like. I wanted to make sure it wasn't a golden eagle, but I don't think it was. Evidence over the last few decades does seem to suggest too, though, that it's very valuable to get intense exercise at least a few times a week. And so for me now, that's usually done with bicycling occasionally. I've sort of gotten away from my jogging that I used to do so often. During the winter months, we have an old elliptical that I use occasionally just to get the heart going, and that does get the heart going because you're using both your arms and your legs in a pumping action. So, and it's very smooth on the joints too, which is good. It's just a gentle flowing motion. Similar to swimming, except you're still putting weight on your joints with the elliptical, whereas swimming, you're not really doing that at all. And I'd be doing swimming if it was easier to do, but it's not that easy to do around here. You'd have to drive into Kingston, and it's always just another hour or two out of your day just to get there, and probably dealing with issues about crowding and all the rest of it. And I know a lot of people ride their bikes or bike trainers through the winter. I haven't been organized enough to get that up and running, but that is something I should do, because that's a good exercise that you could do also in the winter. Well, haven't seen a soul yet on the trail after probably 40 minutes of walking, and I'm sure the forecast has a lot to do with that. The threat of rain and showers and the temperature at 6 degrees. A little cool for cycling, although I know there's a lot of people that still cycle right into the winter, and some of them right through it. Okay, 1:53, and we've arrived at the Millhaven Creek Bridge. Probably about 3.5 kilometers down to this point, I think. Oh, there goes some hooded mergansers flying down the marsh there. There were about 3 hooded mergansers and 2 mallards that way. I don't see anything up this way. The water level is definitely low, even here at this creek, which is usually high all the time. I'm starting to see a lot of the mud flats around the edges. Oh, got some, oh, I think it's, I think there's winter wrens in the forest edge there, calling away, a couple of them. I guess we'll go a little further. I'm not sure how much further. I don't think I'm going to walk all the way to Merton Road. We'll see. The clouds do seem to be getting darker, so I suspect it won't be too long before the rain starts pushing in. Look at how all this marsh grass has been compressed into a circular-like structure. I wonder if that could be a UFO landing site. Of course, one of the great things of exercise is that you have to be aware of your movements. Unlike just sitting around the house, your mind has free wander to think about all kinds of things because it's not being taxed in any other manner. So when you get out and exercise, your mind has less time to sit and think about worries and problems that are affecting your life and whatnot. There's time for that later. I just checked the weather radar, and in conjunction with the uniform looking sky ahead of me, I'm pretty well convinced that rain is approaching. So I may not go too much further since we have about an hour and a half to still walk back again. But I have a feeling the rain's going to get here a little bit before 4 o'clock according to the radar. Very nice day for a hike, and still have not seen anyone on the trail. Very quiet out here, which is certainly my preference anytime. So we're just approaching the last long straightaway on the trail before you get to Merton Road. So we're not all that far away from doing the complete hike here, but I just like to go up through this straight stretch, though. It's very scenic with marsh on each side, and especially in the growing season when all the plants are out in bloom and stuff, but it'll still be nice. I just think I'll go up through most of that and then head back. I'm not going to go right to Merton Road. And as you can see here, the water is also very low alongside the marsh. Oftentimes these little ponds on the side are filled right up. Certainly in spring and early summer they often are. But right now they're almost empty. But maybe after tonight, if we get an inch or two of rain over the next couple days, they might fill up a bit. This will probably be about a 11-kilometer hike, something like that. If I was to do the whole thing, it would probably be closer to, I think it's 14. So this might be 12 kilometers, because we're really not missing out much by coming this far. There's the sky off to the west over the marsh, with some low scudding clouds cruising along. Just as an interesting aside here, well, I guess I should let you decide whether it's interesting or not. The other day when I was out cutting firewood in the forest, I bent over to lift a log up, and just as I was lifting, I felt something tear in my abdomen area, and I thought, oh God, I've done another hernia. But I don't think it's a hernia. It's right under my rib cage, and I feel it if I press there right now. I can feel just a light pain. It's not extraordinarily painful. But when it happened, I actually felt it tear, whatever it was. My thinking is that maybe it's one of the layers that attaches the ribs to the abdominal cavity or something. I'm not sure. But something tore, and there's a bit of pain associated with it, but I don't see any swellings on my abdomen or any things hanging out, so I hope it's not a hernia. I think I did something to do with the ribs, because that's what it feels like. It almost feels a bit like if you crack a rib, except not that painful. So hopefully nothing worse will come of that, but it just shows you sometimes how easy it is to get little injuries, especially I guess as you get older. If I was younger, that probably wouldn't have done anything, but when you get older, half the time it seems like every little movement you do has the risk of injuring you. Anyhow, the rain is starting, or the heavier showers are starting, and I think I'm going to turn around shortly here. Yeah, so it's 2:25, and I'm going to head back. I don't know if you can hear the rain. I'll stop yapping for a second here. Can you hear it hitting the leaves? I love that sound, and actually last night it helped me sleep because I have my window partway open, and I could hear the rain hitting the roof and coming out of the eave troughs, and that really helps me to sleep most of the time. Well, 10 minutes after turning around and we're still okay. Just very light showers coming over us. So that'll be good if we can get through the whole hike like this. Don't really need to get downpoured upon. .252 and we're back at Millhaven Creek, still without too much rain upon us. Spring peeper still calling up there in 6 degrees. The showers had stopped for about the last 40 minutes or so, and now as we're approaching the Cataraqui Trail, I'm just feeling and hearing a few light showers on my coat again. So maybe we'll be getting back just in time. 3:21 and we're just coming up to the Cataraqui Trail again. And now we have about 20 minutes to get back to Harrowsmith parking area. You can note the uniformity of the sky here to the south. That usually indicates steady precipitation if you can't see any cloud definition. The somber colors and tones of winter are definitely here. All that's lacking is the snow now, and it probably won't be long. Well, I'm going to be glad to get back to the car, not just because of the showers that are increasing, but my lower back's been getting stiffer as I've gone on the hike. I don't know why, if it's related to this little rib injury that I've got or what it is, but it just seems to be stiffening up on me here, so it'll be good to get back to the car and relax a bit. Oh, the skies are definitely more overcast and solid in color looking than they were, and the showers are getting a little more steady. Still not hard, luckily. Okay, we're almost back at the parking lot, so I'll probably sign off from here. It's 3:44, and hope you enjoyed that walk along the Cataraqui Trail and the K&P Trail, almost down to Merton Road and back. I meant to say that after that whole walk, I didn't see one person on the trail, so that was nice. All to myself today. I'm the only fool that would come out in this weather, I guess. Back just in time, as you can see that the rain has begun really now. It's a little more steady. Good timing.